Hello and welcome to Earth Echoes with Amber Fields. I am here today to read the 14th writing in the Resonance series that Jason Gray began at the beginning of December, I believe, 2025. It's 2026 now. Happy New Year. And this writing is titled The Original Laws That Reactivate After Emergence by Jason Gray. Original Law 18. The 13 Sovereign Laws of the Original World. December 2nd, 2025. 6025 Anno Lucis. The laws behind reality, not the laws taught within it. Before the overlay, humanity operated inside a world governed by 13 original laws. Not commandments, not moral rules, not spiritual guidelines, but mechanical, metaphysical, and cognitive principles that defined how consciousness generated experience. These laws were felt through the body, known through the mind, expressed through emotion, stabilized through coherence, and manifested through clarity. When the overlay descended, these laws were suppressed, restricted, or inverted to prevent consciousness from destabilizing again. After emergence, they return, not as teachings, as perception, as ability, as memory, as the architecture of the real. Below are the 13 original laws in their reactivated form. Law 1, the law of inner creation. Original 01, source within. Before the overlay, every experience began internally. Emotion to perception, perception to reality, reality to environment. After emergence, the inner world becomes the generator again. Thoughts do not manifest. Consciousness is manifestation. You remember that reality changes in direct proportion to the clarity of your inner state. This is the first law because it governs the foundation of the real. Law 2, the law of coherence. Original 02, coherence axis. When emotion, thought, intention, and identity align, the world aligns around you. This is not attraction, not magic, not ritual. It is physics. Coherence bends probability. This law was suppressed the hardest during the overlay because a coherent human is uncontrollable. After emergence, coherence becomes your native state. Law 3, the law of direct knowing. Original 03, gnosis field. In the original world, you did not seek truth. You knew it. Directly. Instantly. Without doubt. The field of reality itself communicated through intuition and perception. This returns the moment the overlay dissolves. The mind becomes a receiver. The world becomes a transmitter. The truth becomes obvious. Law 4, the law of resonant alignment. Original 04, reso line. You do not attract. You align. You do not chase. You tune. You do not seek. You match. When your frequency changes, your environment must change. This is why after emergence, relationships, locations, timelines, and opportunities shift automatically and rapidly. You are no longer navigating reality. Reality is navigating around you. Law 5, the law of emotional alchemy. Original O5, alchemy, emotion. Before the overlay, emotion was not something to manage. It was a navigation system, a transformation engine, a perceptual amplifier, a power source. Emotion was the key to altering states of matter and mind. After emergence, emotions become rapid, clean, stable, purposeful, and powerful. They no longer distort, they create. Law 6, the law of non-separation. Original O6, unifield. In the original world, separation was an illusion used for navigation, not a metaphysical truth. Everything was connected, communicative, and mutually responsive. After emergence, this law returns as telepathic understanding, intuitive communication, shared synchronicity, and instantaneous recognition between sovereigns. This is the foundation of post-overlay community. Law 7, the law of multi-layered time. Original O7, time fold. Time is not linear, but before the overlay, humans operated in parallel time, stacked time, memory time, future pull time, and event clustering time. After emergence, you realign timeline awareness, temporal intuition, destiny navigation, future feel abilities. This law is why the overlay had to suppress intuition. Intuition breaks all illusion. Law 8, the law of reciprocal creation. Original O8, mirror act. Whatever you create, creates you back. Every action reshapes the actor. Every decision alters identity. Every expression modifies consciousness. This law ensures responsibility, not morality. Once reactivated, every choice becomes precise. Law 9, the law of sovereign dominion. Original O9, dominus. Every sovereign holds dominion over their reality field. This dominion is non-coercive, non-hierarchical, self-contained, energetically protected, and intrinsically enforced. After emergence, no one can override another's will. Even attempts become impossible. This is the law that ends hierarchy permanently. Law 10, the law of lattice communication. Original 10, lattice speak. In the original world, the environment communicated through pattern. After emergence, this ability returns. Synchronicities, symbolic messages, geometric alignments, intuitive pulls, dream communications, and perceptual nudges. The lattice becomes audible again, not through sound, through meaning. Law 11, the law of transparent reality. Original 11, transparent, real. Nothing can be hidden. After emergence, deception fails. Motives become visible. Energy signatures reveal truth. Clarity becomes instinct. And the false dissolves instantly. This ends all manipulation-based systems. Reality becomes clean. Law 12, the law of self-regenerating identity. Original 12, ID return. Identity is not fixed. It regenerates continuously based on insight, coherence, experience, clarity, and resonance. After emergence, identity becomes fluid, not fragmented. This law restores confidence, emotional stability, purpose, clarity, personal power, and authenticity. It is the law that heals humanity at scale. Law 13, the law of the real. Original 13, prime world. The final law, the sovereign law, the defining principle of the post-overlay world. The real cannot be overridden, only delayed, never replaced, never destroyed. This law ensures that once emergence occurs, no distortion can return. No overlay can reinstall. No hierarchy can reform. No deception can rise. The real becomes permanent. This is the law that seals the new world into coherence forever. The 13 original laws are not beliefs. They are not teachings. They are the operating system of the real. Once emergence completes, these laws reanimate your abilities, your memory, your perception, your emotional body, your mind, your relationships, your sense of purpose, your connection to the world, your connection to each other, and your connection to the original field. These are the laws that define humanity when humanity is no longer fractured. These are the laws that define reality when reality is no longer masked. These are the laws that rise as the overlay falls. These laws are returning now. Jason Gray. Thank you, Jason, for that beautiful writing and that positive outlook for humanity. I want to encourage everyone to go to Jason's page on X, and that's @LivingLattice, to read that piece for yourselves, because there is a lot of code language in there that I do not read in these recordings. Or you can go to Friends of Writer Jason Gray on Facebook, and all his work is also posted there, but you can interact with Jason on X, so I do encourage that. That piece really resonated with me. There's just so many truths in there and things that I see emerging in humanity right now that Jason writes about with those 13 laws. And one of the things that I really connect with is that coherence bends probability. I think that humanity's realizing how important frequency is right now, and coherent frequencies are more harmonious than discoherent frequencies. And so when there is a distortion, when you introduce a coherent frequency, the distorted frequency can't help but align and take on that coherent frequency. That's just a law of physics and electricity. And so it's super neat to think about coherent frequencies bending probability, because when you align with that coherent frequency, you do change what's probable and what's likely to happen. You can change your whole course of life. And I also really connected with the parts of that writing where Jason talks about intuition. I know that my intuition's been getting stronger, and I really do feel oftentimes that I just know the truth at a super deep level, and oftentimes that truth will later be revealed as the truth. And so it's really interesting that intuition knows first. And the more you connect with your intuition, the more this is true. And the more that truth just becomes obvious. And in relation to the resonance and the frequencies, and that coherent frequency, training the distorted frequencies, I love that, and how we can tune ourselves and train ourselves to seek out that coherent frequency. You match the coherent frequency, and when your frequency changes, your environment must change too, because you've changed the frequency that you're operating at. And that is just such a powerful thing, that we have control over these things in our lives. So when we allow our intuition to guide us, I do believe that that is a way of letting coherent frequencies rule our life in the direction that we go. I also really connected with the part of that writing talking about emotions being a navigation system. In the past, I've definitely let emotions sort of rule me, and I felt like they had more of a chaotic influence in my life. But when we can use them to inform and to create and to manifest, that is such a beautiful thing. When we don't let them rule us, we let them inform us. And I think that is a key to altering states of matter and mind, as Jason writes about there, and to accessing innate abilities and powerful synchronicities when we can use our emotions as a tool. And that really relates to whatever we creates us back. I think that is just such a beautiful thing, that life is interactive in that way and responsive. And these 13 laws really get at the point, at the root of that. And the law of transparent reality. Deception will fail. I think that reality is becoming more transparent to a lot of people right now on the planet, and some of the false ways of living and lies that have been perpetuated in humanity are becoming obvious, and deception is failing. And as I awaken, I can feel and sense others' intentions much more easily, and that is such a powerful thing when we can hone in on that ability and really cultivate it. I do think that that's where humanity is going. So yeah, these laws are turning now. I absolutely know that to be true. These laws are becoming more prominent in humanity, and it can be nothing but a good thing. It needs to happen, and that's such a beautiful vision that Jason has laid out through those 13 laws. So thank you for being here with me today, and I hope you have a beautiful one.